Ever find yourself staring blankly at your computer screen, wondering how you ended up here? You're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, feeling disengaged at work is a common struggle. But what if I told you that boredom is not a dead end, but a doorway to something greater? By tapping into existential philosophy, you can transform your monotonous job into a meaningful journey. Let's explore how you can infuse your work with purpose and create your own narrative, turning even the dullest tasks into something profound. When you're stuck in the rut of a boring job, it can feel like you're trapped. However, existentialism teaches us that we always have a choice. This philosophy emphasizes personal responsibility and the power of decision-making. It's about acknowledging that you have the power to choose your attitude toward your work. You might not be able to change the tasks, but you can change how you perceive them. By consciously deciding to view your responsibilities as opportunities for growth or learning, you take control of your experience. This shift in perspective can be liberating, turning mundane tasks into stepping stones for personal development. Existentialism challenges us to find meaning in a seemingly meaningless world. At work, this can translate into creating your own purpose within the confines of your role. Maybe your job doesn't inherently provide a sense of fulfillment, but what can you bring to the table? Perhaps it's helping a colleague, initiating a new project, or even just bringing positivity into the workplace. By setting personal goals and attaching your values to your daily tasks, you carve out meaning where there was none. This approach not only enriches your job, but also enhances your sense of identity and fulfillment, making every day feel more significant. The concept of the absurd is central to existential thought. It refers to the conflict between our desire for meaning and the indifferent universe. In a boring job, this absurdity can seem amplified. Embracing it, however, can be surprisingly empowering. Accept that not every task will be thrilling, but by acknowledging the absurdity, you can find freedom. It's about letting go of the need for every moment to be purposeful and instead focusing on the bigger picture. By laughing at the absurdity of it all, you inject a sense of lightness and resilience into your workday, transforming frustration into a playful challenge. Authenticity is a key tenet of existentialism. It involves being true to yourself, even in a work environment where conformity is often valued. Bringing your authentic self to your job can dramatically change your experience. This means aligning your actions with your values and being honest about your feelings and aspirations. It might involve taking risks, like proposing new ideas or asking for tasks that align more closely with your passions. By being authentic, you not only create a more personally satisfying work experience, but also inspire those around you, fostering a more genuine and engaged workplace culture. In our results-driven world, it's easy to get caught up in the end goal, forgetting the value of the journey itself. Existentialism encourages us to focus on the here and now, appreciating each moment for what it is. When you shift your focus from the paycheck or promotion to the daily experiences and interactions, your job becomes a series of meaningful events rather than a monotonous grind. This mindset not only reduces stress, but also enhances your sense of curiosity and engagement. By valuing the process over the outcome, you transform your work into a continual source of learning and growth. Existentialist philosopher Albert Camus spoke of the absurdity of life, the disconnect between our search for meaning and the universe's silence. This might feel familiar if your daily tasks seem trivial. But instead of succumbing to despair, Camus suggests embracing the absurd. Recognize that your job's lack of inherent meaning doesn't have to be a downer. Acknowledge the absurdity and find freedom in it. You can choose how to respond to your circumstances. Start small by injecting personal significance into your tasks. Maybe it's about perfecting a skill or connecting with a coworker. Focus on what you can control and find joy in the process itself. Existentialists urge us to live authentically, aligning our actions with our true beliefs. If your job feels meaningless, perhaps it's misaligned with your values. Reflect on what matters to you. Is it creativity, helping others, problem solving? Once you identify these core values, find ways to incorporate them into your work. Transform mundane tasks into expressions of your true self. For example, if you value connection, focus on building relationships with colleagues or clients. If innovation drives you, approach tasks with a fresh perspective, seeking out improvements and efficiencies. By aligning your work with your values, you inject it with purpose and authenticity. Jean-Paul Sartre famously declared that existence precedes essence, meaning we are born without a predetermined purpose, and it's up to us to create it. Apply this to your job by taking ownership of your role. Ask yourself what you wish to achieve through your work. Set personal goals that go beyond your job description. Maybe it's mastering a new skill, initiating a project, or even mentoring a colleague. When you create your own purpose, the mundane transforms into the meaningful. Remember, purpose doesn't have to be grand. It merely has to resonate with you, turning daily routines into stepping stones towards personal fulfillment. Freedom might seem like the opposite of a structured work environment, but existentialists like Sartre see responsibility as a path to true freedom. You have the freedom to choose how you perceive your responsibilities. Instead of viewing them as burdens, see them as opportunities to exercise your autonomy. This shift in perspective can transform your work experience. Take ownership of your tasks and handle them in ways that reflect your creativity and dedication. By embracing responsibility, you empower yourself to shape your job into something you can be proud of, rather than seeing it as a series of imposed duties. Existentialism emphasizes the shared human condition. In your workplace, you are not alone in feeling that sense of monotony. Use this shared experience as a chance to connect with your coworkers, share your thoughts, support one another, and foster a sense of community. When you bond over common challenges, it not only alleviates isolation, but also creates a supportive environment where meaning and motivation can flourish. Building these connections can make your workplace a more positive and engaging space, where every task contributes to a collective journey towards greater understanding and shared success. Many of us find ourselves trapped in jobs that, while necessary, don't ignite our passions or fulfill our deeper existential needs. This is a common plight in our modern, fast-paced world. But why does this happen? Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre suggest that meaning doesn't come pre-packaged. Rather, it's something we must carve out ourselves. The first step in transforming your job is understanding that the search for meaning is deeply personal. It requires introspection and a willingness to challenge the status quo of your daily routine. Ask yourself, what does this work mean to me? By identifying what aspects of your job align with your personal values, you begin to create a framework where even the smallest tasks can contribute to a larger purpose. This shift in perception is fundamental for shaking off the dust of monotony and rediscovering your job's significance. Albert Camus, another renowned existentialist, introduced the concept of the absurd, the conflict between our desire for meaning and the indifferent universe. Embracing the absurd may initially sound discouraging, but it actually offers profound freedom. When you accept that not everything has an inherent meaning, you give yourself permission to invent your own. In the context of a dull job, this means finding joy in the process itself. Instead of viewing your tasks as mere duties, see them as opportunities to inject your creativity and personality. This might mean finding new ways to solve problems, or simply taking a moment to appreciate the skills you're honing. The absurd, then, isn't a barrier. It's a blank canvas. You have the freedom to write your own narrative and fill your workdays with purpose crafted by your own hands. To breathe new life into your work, start by aligning what you do with who you are. This is the existential idea of authenticity, living in a way that reflects your true self. Evaluate whether your daily tasks and long-term projects resonate with your core values and beliefs. If they don't, it may be time to make adjustments. Perhaps you take on a new project that resonates more with your passions, or you might find ways to bring elements of your personal interests into your current role. The key is to bridge the gap between the person you are at work and the person you are outside of work. By doing so, you create a seamless flow of identity that brings stability and satisfaction. You no longer have to wear a mask of monotony, but rather, you can embrace your true self, leading to a more fulfilling work life. When your job feels like a series of repetitive tasks, it might be time to unleash your creativity. Existentialism encourages reimagining and questioning the status quo. Break free from routine by exploring innovative approaches to your work. This doesn't necessarily mean revolutionary changes. Even small creative tweaks can make a big difference. You could propose a new process that improves efficiency or simply rearrange your workspace to inspire creativity. By challenging the norms and infusing your tasks with new ideas, you not only shake up your day-to-day routine, but also contribute to a more dynamic work environment. This proactive engagement with your work fosters a sense of agency and ownership, making even the most mundane tasks feel more significant and rewarding. The final existential strategy is to find joy in the journey itself. Often, we're so focused on the end goal that we forget to appreciate the path we're on. Existential philosophy teaches us that life is about the journey, not just the destination. Apply this to your work by celebrating small victories and recognizing the growth these experiences bring. Whether it's mastering a new skill or building relationships with colleagues, these moments are integral to your professional narrative. By shifting focus from distant goals to present achievements, you cultivate a mindset of gratitude and fulfillment. This not only alleviates the feeling of monotony, but also enriches your life's tapestry, making each day at your desk a part of a meaningful adventure.